Hey guys, Ratam here, and today we're actually back again with Fallout New Vegas No Kill Permadeath Boxing Gloves only. Now, the previous time I thought we had done every single quest, but then after getting a lot more attention on this series, someone actually pointed out to me in the comments, thank you for that by the way, that I had forgotten a single quest. And something I also want to note is, some people ask me, why haven't you done some quests like helping Raoul or taking out all the leaders of the Fiends? And that's mainly because I only did the marked quest and not the unmarked ones. See, there's two types of quests in Fallout New Vegas. There's the marked ones, the ones you actually get in your Pip-Boy, like, you'll know it when it happens, a valuable lesson, etc, etc. All of these, basically. And there's the unmarked ones. The unmarked ones, some can be completed, some can't. But I've not really been paying too much attention to them, because they don't really influence the ending in many cases, so I've not really been paying much attention to them. But some of them do influence the ending, and today I actually want to focus on those, and also do the one quest that I've actually missed. First up, where we need to go is back to Freeside. Alright, so, the quest that I missed is here with the king.
Things have been a lot better since you helped with those soldier boys. Thanks again. So, what can I do for you?
And it's actually about his dog here, it's his companion. About Rex here.
What about him?
Is there something wrong with him?
He's been acting peculiar for some time now. I took him to the followers and had him checked out, and they said his brain is bad or something.
Can they do anything?
No, they said they don't have the tools to help him.
Can I help somehow?
I don't know. Maybe. If you found a way to help my poor Rex here, I'd be much obliged. Your best bet will be to talk to Julie Farkas over at the old Mormon fort north of here. Maybe you'll have better luck than I did.
Sure thing.
All right.
And that starts the quest, Nothing But a Hound Dog. And I believe that is the very final marked quest that I actually missed. So let's go over to Old Mormon Fort and talk to Julie Farkas. Julie.
If things don't go well at the dam, all of our efforts here could be for nothing. I hope to God the Legion doesn't win control.
Now there's two things that I've got to do. You might have noticed in the previous ending slide that the NCR basically told the followers of the Apocalypse they had to go, and they forced them away from Old Mormon Fort. And that's because they didn't really help during the dam. So what you can do, and this is something that I didn't know at all, and apparently it isn't a quest or anything. Something you can do is, I think the followers should support the NCR in the coming battle of the dam.
Why should we support the NCR? Their continual operational incompetence gets their soldiers killed, and they hold a monopoly on water in the Mojave.
Would you rather see Caesar's Legion win and enslave everyone?
No. But there is still a good chance the NCR could hold them off, and we're not equipped to fight a war here.
They won't have nearly enough doctors without the followers' support.
But the followers aren't fighters. We'd get annihilated as frontline medics.
Followers would act as support, safely away from combat.
In that case, they'll have our support. We cannot afford to let the Legion win.
There we go, and like that little small dialogue option actually changes things at the dam. Because now you have like small little medical packets from the followers, and also changes the ending. So yeah, something I completely didn't know about, but was pointed out to me later. Now, the king said you could tell me more about his robotic dog.
Rex? It breaks my heart every time I see him. He's such a good dog.
The king brought him here for treatment then?
Yes, a few months ago. We had to tell him there was nothing we could do.
So you can't heal him?
No. Rex's condition is way beyond anything we can handle. He requires brain surgery and some sophisticated cybernetics work, too.
So there's no chance he'll ever get better?
I didn't say that. While no one here has that kind of expertise, I do know of one man who might fit the bill. There's an old scientist named Dr. Henry, who reportedly specializes in this sort of procedure. He'd probably be your best bet. Last I heard, he was living up in Jacobstown, far to the northwest.
Right, well, we've actually been to Jacobstown, so we can just go over there. Thank you, you've been very helpful.
No problem.
Julie Farkas said a man in Jacobstown can treat Rex.
She said what? Why didn't she just say so when I was there? Actually, come to think of it, I was pretty angry when I went down there. I vaguely recall something about upending a few tables, maybe knocking out one of her doctors. Anyway, that's incredible news. Only thing is, there's too much going on around here for me to make a trip like that. And I need all of my guys just to keep things settled here. You seem to be awfully interested in my boy Rex here, and you've done some good work for me already. I'll tell you what, you promised to get Rexy here to that doctor, and I'll lend him to you. What do you say?
Absolutely. I'll see that he gets better.
I can't thank you enough. Now, there's a few things you should know about old Rex here if you're going to be traveling together. First, he hates rats. Can't stand the things. Giant rats, mole rats, doesn't matter. He catches a whiff of one, and he's off like a shot after him. He's normally pretty obedient, but you might have to chase him some if he goes after one of the little varmints. Second, he doesn't like hats, or the people wearing them. Don't ask. I have no idea why. Maybe because it rhymes with rats. That should be it, though. Other than the occasional bad spot when his brain starts hurting him, that is. But I'm hoping you'll see to that. I wish you both luck. Take care of my Rex now, you hear? Rex, this is your new master. Protect him as you would me.
And there you go. Rex is giving you the Search and Mark perk, which is, I don't know, perk for some reason. Now the cool thing is, he does say like, oh, you know, I'll lend him to you, but he's pretty much a companion now that you can get whenever you'd like. So now with Rex together, let's actually move out and make our way to Jacobstown. So let's see here. Dr. Henry.
Is there something else I can do for you?
Something's wrong with my cyber dog. I was told to come to you.
It's neural degradation. Biomed gel can only preserve a living brain for so long, so you'll need to find a replacement. I haven't left Jacobstown in years, but there was one woman in Novak, Gibson. I remember her living with a pack of hounds. Aside from her, I know that the Fiends and Caesar's Legion fight alongside dogs. There could be viable specimens among them, if you can get to them.
So now I just need to find a new brain. Now it's pretty cool. You can get one from Caesar's Legion from one of their arenas. You can also get one from Violet, which was one of the Fiend leaders that I murdered. It was the one with a lot of dogs around her. Apparently one of the dogs is also suitable for a replacement brain for Rex. But I'm just going to go to Old Lady Gibson, mainly because the brain that you get also influences the ending he gets. It's a very small influence, but still. Dr. Henry sent me. I need a new brain for my cyber dog.
Dr. Henry? Now there's a name I haven't heard in years. Hard to believe he's still alive. As for your request, it's a bit ghoulish if you ask me, but Ray is pretty old and I'll probably have to put him down soon enough. As for the price for this favor, 700 caps sounds about right. Ray's like family, and I've got other dogs to take care of.
Deal, here's 700 caps.
Here, Ray. Mama's got something for you.
Jesus, that's a bit morbid. So let's return to Jacobstown. I have a new brain for Rex.
Very well. Show me what you brought so that I can analyze its potential.
The brain is from Ray, one of Old Lady Gibson's dogs.
All right, let's see here. Neural pathways look good. Definitely a breed of guard dog. If I transplant this brain into Rex, he'll be a bit more ferocious in his attacks.
Alright, well, transplant Ray's brain into Rex.
Have a seat. This will take a while.
There we go. That's 500 XP. And that's quest complete, nothing but a hound dog. The very left marked quest that we hadn't done yet. Oh, and I leveled up apparently, which is cool. Yeah, sure, put everything into medicine. Might as well. Go with fight the power. Yep. Alright, now there's a few other things that I want to do, but Rex, you're no longer needed. Alright, first up, let's make our way to Raoul's shack. Now, like I said, Raoul doesn't really have like a personal companion quest or anything, but he does have his own very special little ending slide that you can influence. And in order to do that, we need to talk to a few specific characters. First one of these characters is in Novak. Now, see, Raoul's entire thing is that he's struggling with his old age, because he's of course a ghoul, and he's like multiple centuries old, I believe. And every now and again, he just constantly takes on a new identity, because he's never really feeling well with himself and who he is. Now, in order to help with that, we need to find a few other older characters and speak to them. What do you do here, Andy?
Right now, a whole lot of sitting on my keister and counting cracks in the ceiling. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. On better days, I help keep the peace. Boone and Vargas watch the road. I watch the town. Tell myself I'm doing some good.
Did something happen to your leg? I know these are all things I already spoke to about him, but Raoul needs to be here and actually hear it.
Yeah, twice. Actually, the first time it was more like half my body. Knocked me out of the Rangers. This time, it's mostly just reminded me how useless I've gotten. A few years back, we get a tip that some Legion slavers were holed up in this burnt-out house a few clicks from where we were stationed. We get there and it's deserted. No sign anyone's been there. I mean, nothing. As we're leaving, I hear something behind me. I I turn around and there's this kid, just skin and bone, and he's looking up at us and he's scared half to death. Been hiding in a closet. I go to grab him out of there and I notice he's holding something in his hand. Something metal. He shuts himself back in the closet and that's when I see the grenade he's left by my feet. They do it a lot, the Legion, using kids. They know we'll hesitate. Anyway, that was the first time. Second time, I fell down those stairs in front of the motel, just in case I got to thinking I'd put it all behind me.
Now, when I walk out of here...
Hey, boss. Can I ask you something?
Sure, what's on your mind?
What do you think of guys like Ranger Andy?
What do you mean, guys like Ranger Andy?
I mean guys who have a world of experience doing what they do, but have to give it up because they're getting old and slow or too injured.
Even after a crippling injury, a guy like Andy's tougher and more dangerous than most men alive.
Maybe, yeah. I guess you got a point there.
We're not just talking about Ranger Andy, are we?
Not really, boss. No. I grew up in a place called Hidalgo Ranch, just outside Mexico City. It wasn't much, just a bit of a farm, with a house for 3 generations of Tejadas. I wasn't the best behaved kid. I was quick with my hands, with a pistol or a wrench. And I wasn't afraid to get into fights over it. I never killed anybody, but I had my share of run-ins with the police. Mostly my family kept me in line. This was before the war. We were far enough away from Mexico City when the bombs fell that we missed the worst of it. But things got bad quick.
Go on.
Just a few days after Mexico City was vaporized, refugees started pouring down the road to our ranch. We helped who we could, but there were so many. Eventually, my father started turning people away before we ran out of food. Things got violent. My father and I got our guns, and we drove them off.
And what happened then?
About 24 men came back in the night after we'd gone to sleep. They set fire to the ranch house and barred the doors from the outside. My whole family was trapped inside. I smelt the smoke, and I got myself and my little sister Rafaela out through a window, but everyone else. My parents, my grandmother, my 2 brothers, and 2 of my sisters all died.
And what happened then?
Rafaela and I ran. We were pursued by some of the men who attacked our home, but I was always a good shot. The ones who came after us, I killed. The rest, I left be. I had to take care of Rafaela, not throw my life away on revenge.
And you blame yourself for this?
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is that for all my skills with a pistol, I couldn't help them. Anyway, that was weighing on my mind. Thanks for letting me get it out in the open, boss.
Alright, next person we have to talk to is Corporal Sterling. Now this guy is with 1st Recon and he normally would be at Camp McCarran if you haven't done 3-card bounty yet, but I have. And if you have, 1st Recon gets relocated to Camp Forlorn Hope. Ah, here we are, we need to talk to this man, Corporal Sterling.
Howdy. Name's Sterling, 1st Recon. Can't say I've seen you before. I'd remember if I had.
You remember everyone who passed through here?
Got a good memory for faces, landmarks and such too. Comes with practice, that's all, and a lot of scouting from place to place.
Have you always been with 1st Recon?
Used to be a ranger. One of the first they sent out east back before we took the dam. Observation and reconnaissance. We took the lay of the land, checked out the locals, and kept ourselves inconspicuous. A couple friends of mine were the first to scout the dam. That was back in '73, if I recall. A lot of those rangers are dead now. Vegas always chewed men up. It's just a little more literal nowadays.
Why'd you leave the Rangers?
Well, that wasn't really a matter of choice. Got myself caught by legionaries up near Malpay. They had themselves some fun with me. Mangled my hands and feet pretty good. Wasn't much good with the pistol after that. Wasn't gonna be trekking across the waste on any more long scouts either.
How'd you manage to escape it?
Caesar's boys figured I wasn't going anywhere after what they'd done to me. So they didn't bother tying me up. I crawled out of there on my elbows and knees. Must have looked a sight. Then I rolled down an embankment into the Colorado. Guess I had a mind to drown rather than give Caesar's boys the satisfaction of killing me. But a couple rangers happened to be watching from across the river. They jumped on in and pulled me out of there. Lucky break, they said.
No, roll. Are you gonna... No, nothing?
Got a second to talk, boss?
There we go. Sure, what's on your mind?
Meeting Corporal Sterling, well, it kind of got me thinking. Here's a guy that's been beat all to hell, right? I mean, he could have retired from the service, but instead he signs back on and does what he can. You think he did the right thing?
I think it's good that he's so devoted to his duty. More people should act that way.
You think so, boss? Because I remember a time when a lot of people stuck to their duty no matter what. It ended with nuclear bombs falling on my hometown.
You're talking about the Great War? What do you remember about it?
After the fire, I knew my sister and I couldn't stay at Hidalgo Ranch anymore. The refugees still wanted me dead. They even put a bounty on me. I remember how scared Rafaela was. I told her if she came with me, we'd see the vaqueros. She used to love the rodeo, especially the trick riders. We figured maybe we could find help in Mexico City. We were young. We didn't know what had happened, really. We didn't understand about the bombs.
Wasn't Mexico City basically annihilated in the Great War?
I don't think it was as hard hit as D.C. or Bakersfield, but it was bad enough. By the time we got there, the city was a radioactive ruin. Still, the city was full of looters, already forming into the beginnings of raider tribes. Crime was bad before the war, but now it was a nightmare. We were living like scavengers, scraping by on what little food we could find, always looking for medicine for my burns. And then, of course, the radiation started to kick in, turning me into this handsome devil you see before you.
Sounds pretty bad.
You're a poet of understatement, boss. But there were moments it was almost worth it. I still remember finding that novelty costume shop. I was just looking around for something I could slice up to wrap my burns when I saw the vaquero outfit hanging on the rack, like it hadn't been touched. I took it, not like anybody else needed it, you know, and wore it back to our camp. Rafaela laughed, for the first time since the bombs had fallen.
Was it dangerous to be dressed so noticeably?
It was. I started to build up a legend. Sometimes it headed off trouble, but most of the times it just started more. Young punks looking to prove themselves would come looking for me, but my eyes were sharp and my guns were quick. For a while, it seemed like we might even survive there, until Rafaela.
Go on, what happened to your sister?
She went out to find some food one day. I was sick, so I stayed at our camp. I guess it must have been the beginning of radiation poisoning. Anyway, it was supposed to be safe, but some raiders happened to pass through where she was scavenging. I won't speak of what they did to her. When I found her body, the only way to recognize her was this funny little scar on her knee from when she was a little girl.
That's terrible.
Terrible doesn't begin to cover it, boss. I led my whole family down. First the ranch, now Rafaela. I was the last Tejada. I guess maybe I went a little crazy then. I took my guns and went back to that market. I didn't have many bullets, but I had enough. After the raiders were dead, I salvaged what I could from the store. I was tired. I just wanted to be alone forever.
So what did you do?
I left Mexico City behind. I made my way out to the Gulf Coast. Eventually, I found an old Petro Chico refinery nobody had claimed. I stayed there for a little while, and I thought a lot about my life. I thought about the guns I'd lived by, and what they'd gotten me. I decided my guns hadn't gotten me anything, and it was time to give it up. I took off the old vaquero outfit and put on a Petro Chico jumpsuit. The name tag said Miguel, so I started using the name myself. Eventually, I made it to Arizona. That's another story, boss.
So, a bit more backstory on Raul. Now we only have to talk to one more person, and that's actually Loyal, back at the Boomers. So let's go over there. There you are, Loyal.
Isn't that bomber a beauty? Thanks so much for making an old man's dreams come true.
That's a good thing to see, huh, boss?
What are you talking about?
That Loyal guy. He's getting up there in years, but he still finds a way to make himself useful to his people. If you ask me, that's better than withering away all alone or holding on to some faded piece of glory from your past.
Loyal's using his years of knowledge to help his tribe. I think that's a noble goal.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
What's on your mind?
Old history, boss. I left everything when I left Mexico. My home, my family, my name, even my face. I know it's surprising, boss, but I wasn't always just handsome. As far as the world knows, I was Miguel, and I was okay with that. I headed north for a while, and ended up in Tucson. Not Tucson, by the way. Things were good there. Well, maybe not good, but better than Mexico City anyways. I found myself a little shack and started fixing things.
Fixing things.
Well, sure, boss. I was always good at fixing things. Some I fixed for the town, some I fixed for other people, some I fixed just for the hell of it. It's a better way to use your hands than killing. And even then, I wasn't getting any younger or faster. I lived there for a long time, kept to myself, didn't get into any fights. Hell, the only reason I even kept my guns oiled was professional pride.
Why aren't you still there then?
Getting there, boss. I'd been in Tucson. The locals can call it Tucson all they want, but it's Tucson, damn it. About 75 years when she showed up. Prettiest thing you ever saw, boss. Maybe it was just a trick of my senile brain, but I swear she looked just like my Rafaela. Her name was Claudia. She ended up taking work at one of the brothels in town. I never went to her, of course. How could I? But I looked after her in my own way.
And what happened with her?
This was a long time ago, before Caesar's Legion pacified Arizona and brought the raider tribes to heel. A tribe came into Tucson one day. More a gang, really. Dirty Dave and his 6 brothers. They were looking for bullets, and I sold some to them. I figured if I did that, they'd leave town before they tore it up too much.
But they didn't, did they?
No, boss. No, they didn't. As I was saying, I hoped they'd leave the town in peace. Instead, they decided to stop at Claudia's brothel to take the edge off. I don't know which one of them got rowdy first, but by the time I heard the screams and got my guns, it was too late. They shot up the brothel, killed 4 girls, and taken Claudia for their sport.
Did you rescue her?
I went after Dave and his brothers. They had a head start, but they slept nights. I didn't. Took me 3 days to catch up to them. Claudia was dead when I got there. They put a bullet in each of her eyes. I couldn't do anything except avenge her, just like Rafaela. I charged into the middle of their camp and started firing. 2 of them were dead before they knew I was there. The other 5, though, they shot the shit out of me. I would have died, I think, if I wasn't so full of rage.
How'd you survive?
By being a meaner old cuss than the rest of them, boss. I wanted to keep living until they weren't. So I just kept shooting until they were all dead. I was in pretty bad shape in the end, though. I don't know how long I laid there, with the sun baking me and the buzzards chomping at me. Eventually, I got the strength to start moving. Some long time after that, I managed to drag my carcass back to town.
What happened then?
When I recovered, more or less anyways, I left Tucson and headed west. I ran into Tabitha at Black Mountain, and well, the rest you know. I swore I was done with the gunslinging life. I was too old, too slow, and too beat up to protect anyone anymore. I thought I was done forever, but after traveling with you, I realized I've always had my doubts.
Doubts about what?
About whether I still had what it took to carry my pistols proudly, to use them to do what's right. And now that I've been traveling with you for a while, you made me realize that I could still do that. Maybe I'm not as tough as I used to be, but my brains can make up for that. And my hands are still quick enough. It's time to put the guns back on.
So yeah, now that I kind of steered the conversation the way of him thinking he still got it and he should go back to his old gunslinging ways. So now I can say I think that's a great idea and that influences endings. But you can also say, like, I don't think that's a good idea. You should focus on your mechanical skills instead. If I steered the conversation the other way, I wouldn't have needed to have a speech check for this. And that influences his ending. He either, kind of retires and becomes like a mechanic, or he goes back to his old gunslinging ways. And you know what? I think that's a great idea, Roll. I hope you'll put them to good use with me.
You can bet on that, boss.
There we go. Has gained Old Vaquero perk, which increases his rate of fire with revolvers and lever action firearms by 33%. Plus, he also looks a lot cooler. I mean, look at that. Anyway, with that out of the way, Roll, I think I need to head on without you. So we've already done quite a few peaceful stuff now. Now it's time for the harder things. And one thing I did want to fix from the previous video is the Fiend's ending. Because even though I did do 3-card bounty, I still got the worst ending as if I didn't do anything for the against the Fiends. And apparently you get a better ending if you only kill 2 of the 4. Or if you kill 1 of the 4, but killing like 3 of the 4 for some reason still nets you the worst ending no matter what. So that means I'll have to kill the last Fiend leader even though there's no quest attached to it. But I can do that quite easily. The last Fiend leader is Motor Runner, and he's in Vault 3. Now, I've been to Vault 3 before for the quest Abba Dabba Honeymoon, which was for the Great Khans, which means that as soon as I get into Vault 3, they see me as friendly and they won't attack me immediately. Now, to actually kill Motor Runner, I'm going to use the same tactic that I used on Violet and Cook. But for that, I will need an incinerator. So, let's first make our way to Black Mountain. Now, with some luck... yes, okay. There are still some super mutants who are moving out of Black Mountain. And I'm hoping that one of these has an incinerator. Okay, so, sorry about this, but I really do need your weapon, so... There we go, he's knocked out. Heavy incinerator. Alright, that's all I needed. I'm getting out of here. Actually, I'm over encumbered. Alright, there we go. Ate some food. Let's get out of here. So that's all I really need is the incinerator. The rest I can just leave behind. And I can fast travel again. Meaning now we just have to make our way to Vault 3. Alright, so here we are in Vault 3. The fiends outside are still hostile, but the inside not anymore. So as you can see, these fiends are completely cool with me. There's a few other things here that I want to do as well before actually going out and taking care of Motor Runner. And these are just a few little extras. Again, no quest involved with them, but still. First, let's go over here. Look out for the mine. And tripwire. Let's disarm that. Great bouquet. Also get rid of that. Take care of that. Vault 3 recreation area. Take care of this one. And finally, at the end of this booby-trapped hallway is this guy.
What the hell are you doing?
Bryce Anders.
How the hell did you get in here? And who the hell are you?
What can you tell me about this place?
What are you looking to find out?
Tell me what an NCR Ranger is doing here.
Tell me why I should tell you anything. I don't know you.
Speech 25, lie, I'm an independent contractor with the NCR. You can actually get this quest, well, this unmarked quest, from going to Camp McCarran and talking to Colonel Sue. But I never did, so I have to lie to him.
Oh, my apologies, sir. I was sent here by Colonel Shu to exterminate Motor Runner, the leader of the Fiends.
Right, Colonel Sue sent me here to find you.
He sent you? Why?
The Colonel was concerned. You missed your check-in.
You can go back to Old Shu and tell him that the mission will be completed. I just need a couple more days.
What's the holdup, if you don't mind me asking?
What's it look like? I caught one in the leg. I killed a dozen of those degenerates sneaking my way in, but one got a drop on me. I holed up here after I killed that one. They're too stupid to unlock the door, so I knew they'd figure whoever attacked had just taken off. I just need a day or two, then I'll take out Motor Runner myself. I even got his key to the maintenance wing. Situation's under control.
Maston 35, I'm afraid your leg looks and smells like it's on the verge of infection.
God damn it. I know. Was just hoping that, are you trained as a doctor? Can you fix my leg?
I have a doctor's bag right here. It should be enough to get you on your feet.
What are you waiting for? I've got a high-value target to kill.
Alright, before we do that, let's actually talk to you again.
Thanks for the assistance, Doc. Time for us to go take out Motor Runner?
Now you think, oh cool, so what I'm going to do is basically beat everyone to the sliver of their health and then let him take it, then let him kill it. No, even if you heal him up or even if you don't, no matter what happens, he dies in one shot. You only have to take one shot and that's it, he dies immediately. So I think you should head back to base to have that leg looked at.
God damn it. Fine, I'll head back. Are you saying you'll handle Motor Runner yourself?
I'll check in with you and Colonel Sue when it's done.
Here, take this. It's the key to the maintenance wing. Should make getting to Motor Runner that much easier. Good luck.
Thanks. So he just sneaks his way out, and for some reason the fiends don't notice, so it's perfectly fine. And before we actually go after Motor Runner, there's also the Fafdidus here. Let's go talk to them.
Hey! Yeah, you! Come give us a hand!
What are you doing here?
We were part of a caravan heading into New Vegas from down south. They're holding us hostage, trying to get some ransom. Anyone willing to pay for us died in the attack. Once the fiends figured that out, we're as good as dead.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, partner. I think the fiend with the key is back in one of the bedrooms somewhere. Someone called him Daniel, if that helps.
Alright, sure thing. Now, I don't actually need to get a key, I can open it because my lockpick's high enough. There we go.
Take down this password. It'll get you into the Overseer's area upstairs, I think. Thanks for the help. We'll find our own way out.
He's not kidding, by the way. They'll just literally sneak their way out like this. And the fiends right here, they don't even notice. So yeah, these guys are extremely sneaky. Let's actually go and take out Motor Runner now. Okay, so if we walk up from here down to this side, you can see Motor Runner is further up ahead over there. Now, the annoying thing about Motor Runner is he has these two dogs, and for some reason they are extremely weak. Like, I can kill them in 3 hits with my gloves. So that's too bad. What I'm going to do instead, from what I've noticed, because I've done this like 2 or 3 times, and staying alive together with my armor and with my armor on and everything isn't the hard part. That's really easy actually. I don't have to worry about dying. What I constantly mess up on is the fact that I've, like, out of the bunch of times that I've tried this, every single time I accidentally kill these dogs because they get in the way. So I'm going to do this a bit differently. So yes, I'm going to start the fight with this guy right here, because this flamer will constantly blind me if I get into a fight. So let's just take him out first. And take his flamer off of him. Oh, I'm over encumbered. So yeah, I need literally everyone to have melee weapons, just so I can kinda easily avoid them and also not take any damage. So he's been taken care of. Now, this guy also has a gun, so let's take him out too.
You like the sight of your own blood? You like the sight of your own
Take the submachine gun. Okay, that guy just flew off. Oh, wow. You okay there, buddy?
You like the sight of your own blood?
Am I... Okay, I wasn't wearing my power armor yet. That was smart. I was wondering why I was taking so much damage. I'm fine, though. Let's see, they're both down. Okay. I'll take that. Thank you. Over encumbered now. That's fine. I'll just drink some more Sunset Sarsaparilla. Okay, and that's Motor Runner right over there with the chainsaw. All of these guys have really bad melee weapons at this point, so that's not an issue. I'll just knock them out just so they get out of my way. There we go. Motor Runner's down on the ground. Now I need to take his chainsaw off him, because that's like the most dangerous thing about him. Mainly because that thing entirely ignores power armor. Like any armor of any kind, really. Kind of like the Ripper does. So just... Come on, drop it. There we go, take that. Alright, I'm over encumbered obviously, but that's fine. Alright, there we go. So at this point, none of them have any weapons left. Now all I have to do is just beat Motor Runner down to a sliver of health. And these guys can continuously keep beating on me, that's completely fine. Because they'll never actually get me down to a very low amount of health or anything. And I can just knock Motor Runner around the room like this. Come on. Just keep going. There we go. Now he only has 1 sliver of health left. Now I'm just gonna wait for him to wake up. He should wake up soon enough. Yeah, he should wake up soon enough. As you can see, these guys do literally no damage to me whatsoever. Actually, you know what? Him waking up isn't even a huge deal, because what I can do now is simply drop the heavy incinerator. Make someone... Okay, he picked it up. Now here we go. You stay near Motor Runner. There we go, he's on fire. Along with everyone else. And I think he's dead at this point. Let me actually check right after healing up, because that is a heavy incinerator, just quite a bit more damage. So yeah, Motor Runner's dead. I'll take his helmet off him. And now let's get out of here. Alright, so let's just walk out of here now. This is completely fine. I just need to find the nearest exit. Let's just go through here. At this point, just take a few more stim packs. And let's just head towards the exit.
You like the sight of your own blood?
Everything is fine. I'm not too worried here. As you can see, my health is still rapidly ticking up, even though they're shooting at me. This is all good. Let's just head on over here. And now I can immediately fast travel out of here. Alright, so with everything done now, I think this all will lead to a much better ending. And I think I've also done literally every single quest there is now. I think Rex's one was the only one that I'd actually forgotten. So let's head on out and actually do the quest for Hoover Dam again. Though this time I'm going to skip over the majority of it, seeing as I've pretty much already showed what happens in it anyway. I'm just going to skip pretty much right before the ending. So we're back here at the Legate's camp, together with Cannibal Johnson. And what I'm going to try and do now is a viewer's request, where they asked if I could, together with Cannibal Johnson's help, actually fight and kill the Legate instead of doing a speech check. So that's what I'm going to try and do. So first up, let's take out all the Praetorian guards. No, don't fire at him, come on. There we go. How much health does Cannibal Johnson have? Not that much anymore, annoyingly. What's he firing at? Oh, this guy. He's not even fighting back. Fortunately, my head's crippled, but you know what? That's not the worst thing in the world. Okay. So now Cannibal Johnson is following me. And I'm gonna take this slow, because Cannibal Johnson can die, of course. So I want to take enemies on one by one instead of multiple. If I can. Alright. So there's one coming up already. Oh, timed out a bit wrong, but it's fine. There we go. He's on the ground. Now just make sure he's knocked out. Oh crap, there's another one. Oh, and another one. There we go. Ranger takedown. Oh shit, sorry. Let's just knock you out for good measure. Come on. Lay down. Eat sand! Alright, there we go. Ah, crap, they're getting back up. Yeah, and their ballistic fists do quite a bit of damage, so I do need to be careful. There we go. Which of these guys is still alive? Oh, it's this guy. Also dead. Let's keep moving. There shouldn't be... I think we've actually made it. There shouldn't be anyone else.
And who are you to...
Right, so if you think you've had any chance of taking over Dam, you're wrong. Maybe you're willing to listen to reason. So basically, just go through like the entire speech options again, just like before. But you've pretty much all heard that one anyway. So just 100, 100, 100, and then so you'll retreat.
Retreat? Retreat. I was a fool to listen to you. You know nothing of who I am. Your words have done nothing but delay the inevitable. Now, see what my hounds and my blade will bring to you.
Speech 80. If you're such a terror of the East, call off your dogs and face me one-on-one.
I shall make a cape of your skin, and your skull. It shall sit by my side, mute, watching as my armies march west. I shall honor your last words, and face you alone as you request. No man will say I refused your challenge.
Alright, good for you. Come on. Block. Now, he can kill me very easily, so I need to be super careful here. As you can see, he does a lot of damage. Okay, Stimpack, Stimpack, Stimpack. Block. There we go, knocked him out. No, knocked him on the ground, but it apparently takes a while to knock him out, actually. Come on. Oh crap. Oh crap. No, he's gonna kill Cannibal Johnson. If he does, that's it. Then, yep, he's killed him. Well, I'm boned. Wait, is he? Yeah, no, he's... Oh, wait, no, he's alive. Okay, I thought he was dead, but he wasn't. Okay. This isn't going the way I'd hoped. But now... Oh, crap. I was going to say now he can't reach me, but he can. Wait, that's steady. Oops. Not what I meant to do. Okay, just heal up, heal up, heal up, heal up. Med-X. Jet. Maze. Anything. This guy's gonna kick my ass. Wait, did I knock him out? No, I didn't. There we go. Lay on the ground. Can you please just drop your weapon? Can this guy not, like, get crippled or something? Because, like, normally I can take their weapons off him if I just cripple him. But not this guy, apparently. Wait, I think I might have actually knocked him out now. Come on. Give me your weapon. I genuinely thought I was gonna die there. That was so incredibly lucky, to be honest. Come on, I just need to get this weapon off him. Oh shit, it's an NCR Ranger. Alright, cool. He actually followed me in here. Okay, so he can get crippled, because I just crippled his left arm. Left leg, I mean. Did he drop his weapon? No, he did not. How much health does he have? Okay, not much anymore. He's so close to death. Oh shit, he's dead. Yes, we did it. I'll take that. The helmet and the armor. Alright, let's see. Legged helmet. I'll be taking that. Perfect. Now, let's go and get the best ending we can get. And just to be 100% sure, yep, people killed 0, creatures killed 0. Perfect.
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Good Springs cheated death once again, and the Mojave Wasteland was forever changed. The new California Republic celebrated its second victory at Hoover Dam, establishing definitive control over the entire Mojave Wasteland. Soon after, they negotiated terms to annex the Strip, Freeside, and many surrounding communities. The Mojave Wasteland, at long last, had entirely fallen under the NCR's banner. The courier, fair and even-handed in his dealings throughout the wasteland, was honored by the NCR for his support of the military at Hoover Dam. He was presented with the Golden Branch, the highest civilian decoration given by the Republic.
Tabitha and Rhonda went east, through Caesar's land. Occasionally, tales of their exploits found their way back west, though few believed them. Eventually, the stories concerning the duo were collected and published, and proved to be quite popular with children.
Invigorated by his travels with the courier, Raul once more took up his guns in memory of his lost Rafaela. Soon after, the Mojave was filled with tales of the ghost vaquero who hunts down those who prey on the weak.
With the help of the gunrunners, the Boomers developed a healthy trading relationship with the NCR. Eventually, the Boomers began wandering out into the wasteland while still preventing outsiders from entering Nellis.
The Brotherhood and the NCR in the Mojave Wasteland declared an official truce, despite continued hostilities between the two in the west. As per their agreement, the NCR handed over all suits of salvaged power armor, and in return, the Brotherhood helped patrol I-15 and Highway 95.
The peace with NCR served to ease Veronica's worries about the Brotherhood's immediate future. Still, a distance had arisen between her and her fellow members that would never be bridged. She began secluding herself in crumbling libraries of the old world, learning of promising technologies she knew the Brotherhood would never adopt.
Their leaders destroyed by the courier, the fiends scattered throughout the wasteland. Without the organization of Motor Runner, Cook, Violet, and Driver Nephi, they were easy prey.
After the NCR's victory at the dam, in part thanks to follower medical support, NCR allowed the followers to care for refugees as they see fit. Old Mormon Fort expanded its services and was able to aid more people, becoming a refuge for the less fortunate citizens of New Vegas.
Arcade had hoped that Freeside would be able to remain independent of NCR rule. But he was glad that Caesar's Legion had been stopped at Hoover Dam. He tended to the sick in Freeside for a while longer, then returned to NCR territory to become a teacher with the followers there.
Good Springs saw more trade along I-15 after NCR gained control of the Mojave Wasteland. But with that came a heavy burden of the Republic's taxes. Some old-timers, unable to handle the cost, were forced to move on, grumbling all the while.
In the years following the destruction of Cassidy caravans, NCR used evidence of the plot to blackmail the Crimson Caravan and the Van Graffs. NCR enacted strict trade laws with little resistance, strengthening their supply lines and their position in the Mojave. Cass survived to see the NCR flag flying proud over Hoover Dam, and thought for a moment, this is what a hero must feel like. She was about to tell the courier not to get too proud of himself. Then she figured, he knew that already. That night, Cass kicked in the door of his room to celebrate, only to find the man on the bed was an NCR soldier whose barracks had been destroyed. He was cute, though, so after having her way with him, she got the hell out, leaving an empty whiskey bottle as a note. As she walked along the dam in the night, she felt drunk, content, and happy to be alive. Which to her was the whole point of it all.
During the Battle of Hoover Dam, the Great Khans quickly evacuated Red Rock Canyon and headed north and east into the plains of Wyoming. There, they reconnected with the followers of the Apocalypse and rebuilt their strength. Bolstered by ancient knowledge of governance, economics, and transportation, they carved a mighty empire out of the ruins of the Northwest.
Thanks to the courier and Lily, a cure for the Nightkin's schizophrenia was found shortly after Dr. Henry's experiment concluded. Nightkin and other super mutants in the wasteland flocked to Jacobstown, and the town became known as a haven where a mutant could find peace.
Lily continued to take her medicine at half doses, and although she remembered her grandchildren, her mind remained muddled and confused. Eventually, she parted ways with the courier and traveled west, seeking the remnants of her past.
After the NCR victory at Hoover Dam, the temporary truce between them and the Kings blossomed into a full-scale relief effort for the people. While the NCR made repeated entreaties that Freeside join the Republic, the Kings steadfastly maintained their independence.
After Ray's brain was transplanted into Rex's cybernetic body, it took Rex some time to adjust to the old scrapyard dog's memories. Eventually, Rex's mind settled peacefully, melding his own memories with that of long travels with old Lady Gibson.
Shaped up by the courier's advice, the Misfits distinguished themselves during the Legion's attack on Camp Golf. Mags was finally promoted to sergeant, and the rest of the Misfits received an official commendation. They continued to serve with distinction for many years.
Though Novak was a low-priority target for the Legion, many of Novak's citizens died in its defense. In the weeks that followed, several Bright followers returned to Novak to help restore its defenses, allowing it to remain independent of NCR.
Looking for a place where he could be of some use, Boone found himself re-enlisting with his old unit. Though his regrets remained in his thoughts, they coalesced into a purpose, and Boone embraced it. He spent his leave time hunting down slavers in the desert, his first recon beret the last thing they never saw.
After Hoover Dam, the leaderless powder gangers at the correctional facility vanished into the wastes, leaving the prison empty. The correctional facility became another abandoned ruin in the wasteland, its carcass occasionally picked over by enterprising prospectors.
After the Vault 19 powder gang surrendered to the NCR, they were reincorporated into the correctional system. The NCR did increase their sentences, and they aren't about to take off time for good behavior.
Prim Slim proves to be an able-minded, if not able-bodied, sheriff for Prim. And due to his slow speed, some crooks get away without a scratch. But Prim continues to prosper under his watchful, robotic eye.
Defying Chief Hanlon's worst fears, NCR's Rangers persevered and distinguished themselves during the Second Battle of Hoover Dam. The Rangers, along with NCR's many troopers, shared the glory of victory. Hanlon wisely stayed out of the spotlight, crediting General Oliver's leadership for NCR's success. After a brief fanfare, Hanlon stepped down as chief and returned to the peace and quiet of his ranch outside of Redding.
After their bold arrival at Hoover Dam, the remnants disappeared as quickly as they came. Legends of their power spread throughout the Southwest, a reminder of why people once feared the sight of vertibirds in the sky.
And so the Courier's road came to an end, for now. In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.
And with that, we have the improved ending for Fallout New Vegas, which is probably the best ending you can get if you side with the NCR. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Also, from what I've noticed, a lot of people have recently subscribed to my channel, which is really awesome. Hope you guys stick around, because I've got a lot more challenge runs in mind after this one. I have 2 new series in mind, one for Skyrim and also one for Fallout 4. And I think you'll like both of them. They're both really difficult, and I think the Skyrim one especially is going to be pretty much impossible, but I still really want to try it. But anyway, that's all for next time. For now, I just want to say thank you all for watching. This has been Fallout New Vegas, no kill, permadeath, boxing gloves only, doing the last remaining quest that I forgot to do, and improving the ending a bit. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.